privilege to be here. Great, gets me out of the house on Saturday morning, but I've got to go and do a ward round shortly, so I will be sitting here. But it's a real privilege to see us sitting here at the end of a pandemic, celebrating where we can go in terms of innovation and the adoption of technology. So what do we find ourselves in? I just want to spend a few minutes trying to wrestle the challenge of pioneering innovation, which is what Jawad pushes me to do all the time, in investment, in the context of a healthcare economy where it's actually quite challenging to invest. And I'm sure it doesn't matter which country you're from, investment in healthcare is proving challenging at the moment, isn't it? It has been in the last few years, and I suspect over the next 5 years it's going to be even more challenging. But within that, I think there is an opportunity to get it right, pioneer and innovate, and do even better for our patients than we think we do. And the way we do that is by making sure that we can resonate all the challenges we have. So we have to make appropriate use of healthcare technology. And if we get it right, then we do the right thing for our patients, the right thing for us as clinicians, which means that we develop as teams, as colleagues, and then it means your organisation flourishes, so your trust, or your hospital, wherever you are, improves. And if you get that right, we go back and if you get that right, then it means we get best investment for your taxpayer-funded healthcare system, or however your healthcare system is, and it means that everything aligns. So what we want to do is see development which is planned and important for the organisation and the healthcare economy. Next slide. And if we look at the UK healthcare economy, go back 15 years, what we saw was an increase in investment. So the black line was the investment that we had in healthcare services, and the blue bar shows the funding need for those services. Now, what we found when we started to become challenged in how much money was coming into the healthcare service, the investment plateaued. But of course, healthcare costs continue to increase. And the reason they increase, on the next slide. No, go back one. The reason they increase is because patients expect more. We have more technology available. People live longer. The more is available to spend. Policies change, so we're expected to do more and more with the same amount of money. And suddenly, about 10 years ago, we found ourselves in the UK, in England, with about a £20 billion gap, about a fifth of the investment in healthcare. And of course, when that happens, everybody says, well, we've got to start saving money because we can't afford what we want to do. And in that position, the next slide, we have options available to us. And I won't go through all of these, but one of the things that some healthcare economies do is to stop investing in innovation. And as you can see from many of the analyses, that has a negative consequence on development. So one of the things that we must do at a time of financial pressure is to continue investment in technology and innovation, to continue investment in training aligned to that. Because if we don't do that, we don't train individuals for the future. And that's why it's great to see advances in robotic surgery, embracing HPB, gastroenterology, gynecology, and we are certainly keen to do that as an organisation, because if we don't, we will get left behind. And of course that means we have to save more money elsewhere, and I think we can do that by reducing errors in healthcare, by making better use of our resources, by avoiding inappropriate use of medicine and technology. So the challenge to you guys is to say, how do you develop robotic surgery in HPB and make it appropriate allocation? And there are different types of innovation, and we will see that as your day goes on and how you've done it. And again, it's not for me to labour this, but again, we need to be disruptive. We need to go places where no man has gone before, as they've said on Star Trek. But we need to do that safely. We need good leadership, so we need inspirational development. And certainly when Jawad came to me during the pandemic and said I want to do robotic HPB surgery, I could have easily just said, come back in 3 years. But I thought, actually, there's an opportunity here. Let's see where we go. Let's do it safely. And then we've got to reward those outcomes. It's no good just having a little pilot project. You've got to make sure that the organisation is truly invested in development and saying that we want to grow. And in terms of adoption, in my mind, it has to be rapid. It has to be simple. Because too often in health services, we put barriers in the way of adopting good innovation and technology. And then you've got to make sure that the money stacks up. And later on today, you're going to hear from our finance officer, Sue Rollison, about how we really took on the challenge of making sure that the finances behind robotic surgery added up. And then you have a cultural movement, and it's great to see in 2019 you had a few people here, but today we've got a full auditorium. So it has to be a momentum that's built up. Next slide. So I'm going to stop there and just say that we're fully committed to a journey on robotic surgery. I think it is the future. And I didn't just say that because I'm here with you and John standing behind me, but actually I genuinely believe this is the future of surgery. So all organisations should and must invest. And if we can help in any way by becoming that centre of excellence for training, and then in 10 years' time see multiple centres of excellence across the country, we will have succeeded. I think if we continue to see 1 or 2 centres of excellence in 5 years' time, we'll have failed. So we've got to do this rapidly, we've got to adopt new technology, we've got to do it safely, and get good governance wrapped around what we do. I think that's where you guys are going to help deliver. So I'm really proud to stand here and